Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Paramount Story Wrangler Summer Writing Roundup Week 3. Thank you so much for visiting and so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe to Paramount EDU ATX on Facebook and youtube.com/the Paramount Story Wranglers on YouTube. That way you will never miss a single minute of all the awesome summer writing roundup magic we have planned this summer. Now, like I said, this is week 3, so we've already done 2 different prompts that we turned into videos, and this week we premiere the next one. But before we do that, let me remind you what we wrote about last week. Last week, I asked you to write a story about teamwork, and you wrote some amazing stories. You wrote about teams of soccer players, teams of treehouse builders, and teams of sharks that play the guitar. They were so much fun to read, and thank you to every single person that submitted one. But, as you know, one lucky story was chosen to be transformed into a YouTube video, and that is what I'd like to show you right now.
This story was written by Lola at Cowan Elementary, and it's called Teamwork for Treehouse Plus. Bella was the best in her class at building. She and her sister, Macy, had just finished school. Bella completed 2nd grade and Macy completed kindergarten and started the Summer Elementary Workshop for Treehouse Building. They do it every other summer. They love building things and were excited that this year they would get to build tree houses. Bella had 2 goals. Her first goal was to get her little sister kicked off her team because she was annoying. Whenever Bella bragged about anything, her sister Macy would brag about something made up that was even bigger than Bella's brag.
Hey, Dad, I saw a cute cat today. Dad, I saw a cat too, and it was a cute cat, but it was also a fancy cat, and it was in space. Yeah.
Her second goal was to win the treehouse building competition. Bella looked at her little sister in the car seat next to her. She thought for a few minutes and then smiled a nice, friendly smile at her sister. She bursts out to Macy.
Macy, how would you like to help me out with a lemonade stand to help the Summer Elementary Workshop get back in business? Of course,
cried Macy. The girls worked together for 2 weeks. They sold all kinds of lemonade as well as sides that went with lemonade, like cookies. Together, they raised $1,000 to get the workshop back in business for 10 more summers. Bella ended up winning the treehouse competition with her team and her little sister. It was about as big as a minivan and well painted. The roof was scarlet red and the walls were yellow and it had a blue deck. The interior color was all green. It had an emergency ladder in case there was a fire. As a prize, she won an app that teaches other kids how to make her treehouse design. She called it Treehouse Plus for Kids. Bella got more money from the bank to keep the Summer Elementary Workshop from ever going out of business. The end.
What an amazing story, and what creative ideas. I never would have thought about a treehouse building competition for a story based on theme work. Well done. And what an amazing video. Thank you so much to our story wrangler, Alicia Earls, that made that video. Now to reveal this week's theme. Now that it's summer and the sun is out, I've been going on walks and taking hikes and heading to the pool, always wearing my sunscreen, of course. But that just reminds me how much I love nature. So that's this week's theme, the power of nature. You could write a story about someone who uses the power of nature to accomplish a goal. You could write a story about someone who feels the need to protect the nature in their community. The possibilities are endless, as long as your story has something to do with nature or the outside world. If you have an amazing story about nature brewing in your brain, I want you to go to austintheater.org/roundup and submit your story to us today. Students of all ages can submit stories to the Paramount Story Wrangler Summer Writing Roundup. And one of those stories will be transformed into a YouTube video on this channel next week at the same time. You have until Thursday at 5 p.m. to submit your story at austintheater.org/roundup. I cannot wait to read your stories on the power of nature and get so much inspiration for the natural world. Thanks in advance for writing a story, and I cannot wait to read them. See you next time.